Yo, what's up everybody? How you doing? This is your coach Renz, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to turn sand into rock, turn rock into spouting water, and then turn water into wine in your life. So just stay tuned, hear me out. It's going to come from an esoteric understanding of the Bible, the Tao, the Talmud, and a few other sources, as well as hermetics and alchemy. So first, I want to thank everybody who supports the channel by purchasing at Uncle Ren's Popcorn. It's the best gourmet popcorn that you've ever had in your life. Bam, this is Harmony Blend, a mixture of white chocolate and dark chocolate mixed together for that perfect confectionery taste. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Y'all, I got 49% of the people listening to my videos are not subscribers. So let's make it real, make it happen. All right, good, great. Listen. Y'all know that I have an esoteric understanding of all the wisdoms that I read, that I research, that I study. I want to share some of that with you guys right now. We're going to be coming and using different verses from the Bible, the Torah, the Tao, but I'm not trying to convert anybody to anything or away from anything. It's all about understanding of how to make your life better, make your life greater, how to connect with your inner divinity and be able to manifest in this world truly what you deserve, what your divinity says that you have. And that's the goal here. That's the goal. Now, I desire for that to be your goal as well. But I can only desire it for you. You got to do the work. So I'm going to use these things in an esoteric, spiritual manner. But I'm going to give it to you in a way that you can basically understand it as far as financing and love relationship is concerned. All right, so here we go. There are 4 different categories, thought processes when it comes to people and how we respond to information and wisdom that we're given. We respond to them either as sand, rock, water, or wine. Most of us need to go through the process of going from sand, rock, water to wine. Many may say, well, how do they correlate? I'm going to explain how they correlate. And this wisdom has been present in the books that you've been reading, but you just didn't know. So what are they? So sand, let's start there. When we look at the world and we see sand, we see that sand, many people only think about sand as far as the beaches are concerned. But the elements of sand make up the beach, under the water of the oceans, and most of the land mass is a dirt sand-like material. It may be hardened into clay, it may be thicker here or thinner there, but sand is one of the most prevalent things on the planet. You can find more sand than almost any other thing that fits a solid form on this planet. Just like most people think and live their life in a sand mentality. Financially, people of a sand mentality are plentiful, but they're easily moved. The ocean water comes up, it grabs the sand, it throws it back out into the water, it tosses it around. The sand moves from one point to another point, another point to another point. It erodes on beaches. It has no way of determining itself. It just goes with whatever the flow of life is. And many people live their life financially this way. We go however life has dictated. Whatever society has said, this is what is right now. And oftentimes they stay stuck in a position that allows for society to leave them behind. Think about the people who used to be typists. And company used to have a bank of people who were typists. But then the copier came. But then computers came. Printers came. And that job no longer exists. I remember in school taking typing, and you got an A if you was like an A if you typed 60 plus words a minute, right? That with all your mistakes, it came down to 60 plus words a minute. And that was an A. It was highly taught back in the 80s. And when I graduated in 1990, it was still a talent. It was still something you needed. But it faded away very, very quickly, the need of it. Now we don't even need to type. I can talk into, right now, the book that I'm working on, I'm not even typing it. I'm talking into the tablet. I'm talking to the tablet. Then I just go and make corrections for what the tablet don't catch. You know, I got my southern vernacular sometimes. So I just, you know, it catches that. And I just make corrections. Punctuation correction. You know, and there are other voice products that allow me to do even more so. But I digress, sidebar. Come back, reel it back. People are like the sand. These are the people who they go from relationship to relationship, never realizing what they need to adjust about themselves, what they need to adjust about their way of finding that right person in their lives. You know, they just go through life however it is. They don't make choices. They don't decide. Whatever society say, this is the hot thing, the hot person, the type of person you should be. This is what makes a relationship great. Nope, next month, this is what makes a relationship great. These are the people that just jump from network marketing to network marketing to network marketing to hot fad to hot fad to hot fad. They just keep moving however it is. These are the people who are like sand. And in the Christian Bible, it talks about how when you build your house on sand, so when you build the house of you, I'm not talking about a church or anything like that. When you build a house of you on sand, then you're easily destroyed. You're easily knocked down. You're easily swayed to join this group or that group. You're easily swayed to have this political opinion or that political opinion. Easily swayed. All it takes is a tossing of the waves, a change in the current, and you just flow on and go on. And oftentimes you are the pawns on the chessboard, easily being manipulated and used. So if your mindset is like sand, then at least, at minimum, become a rock. You see, at least rocks are steadfast. They sit. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, we have a rock that we call Stone Mountain. It's just a big dang rock. And then all the surrounding lands around it have rocks that stick out. I'm looking at one right now. There's a big rock that sticks out. It lets you know that there's this big granite all around this area. And there's a place where builders have tried to build on, but they realize it's rock. So they have a difficulty building on it, you know, in the way that we build. But that rock stays there. You see, the Yeshua character said that upon this rock I will build my church. Many in the Catholics, the Roman Catholics, took that to mean Peter himself, which is why they made Peter the first pope. You know, they declared Peter to be the first pope. Even though Paul was in Rome more than Peter, they declared Peter to be the first pope. Sidebar again. But the thing about it is that it was the words that he said. Upon this rock I will build my church, declaiming who the Yeshua character is. Right? But upon the rock is the letter of the law. It's the letter of how things are. It's the reality of life in front of you. Right now, if you're in a job or in a situation where you're saying that, you know, you hope that it'll get better, you wish that it'll get better, you are looking at how it is right now, but you have no vision of what it's going to be. You see, the rock stands steadfast and does not move, or at least it appears to. The rock is the people who take their scriptures, their Bibles, their Vedics, their Bhagavad Gitas, and say it's the letter of the law. That they don't see the deeper meaning of things. They only see what's in front of them. These are the ones that are like the sheep that just keep their head down and follow wherever the shepherd tells them to go, not wondering, questioning anything deeper beyond that, but they feel safe. And for the most part, they are safe. These are the ones that told you, hey, when I was coming up, the idea was graduate from high school, go to college, get a good job. If you don't go to college, go to the military, retire out the military, get your retirement. When you get the good job, stay there and get your retirement. Well, we know that that doesn't work anymore. Companies aren't loyal like that anymore. Employees aren't loyal like that anymore. With the advent of the internet, companies are living and dying. Companies are not growing and not being steady as they used to be. So, and this goes for companies that believe that this is the way things are, this is the way things have been sold, this is the way things have been marketed. I'm going to stick what I've been doing. These are the ones who still send me email marketing. Okay, why do you still send me email marketing? Why do you still send me marketing or buy your pens and things like that? That's not good marketing. That doesn't work in today's world. But people who are rocks are steadfast in whatever it is that they were taught. Spiritually, religiously, these are people who are stuck in a doctrine. They can't see past the doctrine, which is an amazing thing, because if you ask this person, what was the doctrine of your current religion or your current version of your religion 200 years ago, would it look the same? No, it would not look the same. 200 years ago, if you practice your religion the way you do it today, 200 years ago, you would be declared a heretic. You would be declared a blasphemer. You would be declared somebody's trying to start an occult, because it wasn't done the same way. But you'll rock steadfast in the way you do it today and believe that that's it. That's the only way. That's how it is. Can't be any other way. There's no deeper thought beyond that. Now, you may have a deep thought here and there, but the overwhelming majority is that you don't. You don't. People have a relationship. They say, you know what? My relationship was good when we did this or we did that. No. Yeah, it was. But now you may be with a new person. What you did with person A doesn't work with person B. Let me get a little deeper for you. For my fellas. The way you made love to girl A is not the way you can make love to girl B and get the same results. You may get a similar result, or she may make you think you are. But the way you made love to girl A is not going to get you the same results as girl B. You better shake it up. You got to figure out what's different about her. What makes her move? What makes her feel it all up in here? Get it in there, boy. You got to figure that out. Dudes do that all the time. All the time. Sometimes I fall into that trap myself. Sometimes I fall into the trap. You know, you got your ways of doing things. But you got to always be conscious. Okay, what attentive? What's going on? What she's feeling? How she's maneuvering? What's making her feel better? What's making her not feel as well? You got to be attentive to those things. And always be aware. Now, when it comes to your money, when my mom was coming up, it was stick with the company, get the gold watch, get the company pension. That changed. Now it's get the 401k. But now people are retiring and the 401k just ain't enough. So now what is it? It's now you got to worry about your own investment. You got to take care of your own investment. You got to look at the world and see how it's moving. You can't trust in a mutual fund to keep up with inflation and to keep making money for you. You can't continue to look at and say trust someone else to handle it. You have to become more financially intelligent yourself. You have to make your investments. You have to plan for your future. You have to get the insurances that will take care of you in your old age. You have to do these things now because the company's not going to do it. And dang, the government's not doing it either. So it's on you to do so. But these are rock people. Rock people want to stay stuck in that situation, not realizing that they're constantly being eroded. The wind and the rain, the wind and water is constantly eroding the rock. Constantly, and they don't even know it because it happens so gradually that by the time they're of old age, it's too late. You're stuck in your way. You don't want to change. It's like Napoleon Hill said that the negative portion of your brain now it has you, and it won't let, and you can't get free of it. But I believe you can get free of it by coming to an understanding of at least becoming water. Everybody at least need to understand how to get water from a rock, or how to create water within yourself. You see, in the Talmud, it talked about Moses striking a stone when the people were thirsty, and then water spraying from it. Understand, the people have to be thirsty. You have to become thirsty in order to not be a rock anymore. You have to become thirsty to wanting greatness in your life. You have to become thirsty in wanting to have amazing relationships in your life. You have to become thirsty in having enough funding in your life that the river of money just keeps flowing so that you're taken care of throughout the rest of your life. You have to become thirsty first before you can understand how to strike a stone. Your mind, strike the stone of your mind, the stone of your heart, in order to spring forth water. Yeshua told the woman at the well that he'll give her a spring. Now, she had some water. She knew how to drop a bucket, and get some water. But he talked about a water inside her. It's a wisdom. You see, the water is a wisdom. In the Tao talks about how water can crash or it can flow. And it has its purpose in both. Water crashes when it needs to erode away things or it needs to move things. Water flows when it's just in perfect frequency. You see, when water hits a rock, it's either going to go around the rock or it's going to go over top the rock. But the whole time that the water is going around the rock, over top the rock, it's eroding the rock. Or it'll move. And once the rock gets small enough, it'll move the rock. And the rock becomes sand after a while. On the beaches is just the waves pounding this rock that made it into sand. You see, water is more powerful than the rock. That's why there's so much conversation in all your books, your scriptures, about water. Moses split the water to see the path, understand and see the esoteric vision that's there. You oftentimes have to split the wisdom, split away from the rock, overcome the rock, go around the rock, go over the rock, erode the rock in order to gain the wisdom and strike the rock to spring forth that well of water, to find it inside, not outside, in order to understand the wisdom. Many people read their scriptures, their books, and they just read it and they take it for what it is, never understanding the history of it, the context of it, the index of it, never understanding that. And because they don't, they miss the wisdom of it. They miss the esoteric wisdom of it. I once talked about how the Yeshua character withered up a fig tree. Said that fig tree does not produce figs, even though it was out of season. And he caused the fig tree to wither, according to the story. Those who can't see the deeper wisdom will just say, that's a stupid story. Makes no sense. The fig tree wasn't even in season. But the deeper water version of it, a deep water. Now you can get a shallow water, but a deep water, almost wine, understanding of it, is the fig tree represented the temple priest. And Yeshua, the Yeshua is saying the temple priests are no longer producing fruit in or out of season. That they have no season. That their time is up and withered away. And the temple priests did wither away under the heel, under the careful growth of the Catholic Church. The Nicene Christians withered away the temple priest, the temple priesthood. So there's a deeper esoteric understanding of it. And yes, there is you said a fig tree didn't have figs and it was out of season. But there is a deeper water wisdom. There's a rock wisdom understanding, then there's the deeper water. There's the deeper water. So financially, we have to become like water. We have to see like what's moving, where's the current flow is. The current flow of finances, and here comes the rain right on time. The current flow of finances is not your 401k. And many of you are putting your money into your 401k, but you're not going to have enough money at the end of the day. You're going to have to wind up having another career. So the current flow is to find other investments, to be able to become financially smart, intelligent enough to be able to either day trade, to become a real estate investor, and understand. Many people think, oh, I'm going to flip houses, and that's how I'm going to make my money. But you're flipping the house and spending the money, right? Let me ask you a question. When you're 80 years old, are you still flipping houses? When you're 90 years old, are you still flipping houses? Or when you're 100 years old, are you still flipping houses? Are you still hammering nails, lifting 2x4s at 100 years old to flip your house? No. You see, the current flow is the population is continuing to grow. Elderly people are living longer. Buy, rent. Buy, rent. Buy, create a senior citizen living space, or a senior citizen, what is it called when you help them live? It's not like a nursing home, but a assisted living space. You see, you got to see where the current market is. And here's the thing: the market is telling you where the money is. The market is even telling you where the money is going to be in the next 20 years. Look at the fact that population is living longer in America. Look at the age of the population. Look at the health of that population. Look at youth health. Youth health is worse today than it's ever been. So where is the money in it? Where's that money going to be spent? Where's the government going to spend that money? Are you a minority? Can you get some of them, that sweet minority contracts? Position yourself so that in the next 5 years, you're ready for it. Don't stop having that, I got to jump out and get it now. Be patient. Do the work now to get it then. Get yourself ready. See where the flow is going. Be like water, my friend. But here's a problem with water. And this is why only the great ones, and I know you're a great one, don't just remain water. They start to understand alchemy. And in alchemy, you recognize that, as the Tao says, that put the water into a pot, it becomes the pot. Put it into a cup, it becomes the cup. Water will become whatever you put it in. So the current flow of things, water, your wisdom can become whatever you decide to whatever environment you decide to put it in. But alchemy is saying that I'm going to manifest it changed into something else, into what I desire it to be. Not what the environment desires for it to be, but what I desire it to be. People who understand the alchemy of going from water to wine understand the manifestation and control over manifesting and becoming what it is you desire and forming your environment around you. Not you being conformed by the environment, but you conforming the environment yourself. This is beyond the understanding of be not conformed by the world. It's beyond that understanding. It's the understanding that you manifest your universe because you have a divine power in you. So those who understand the alchemy of changing water into wine, let me give it to you in that Yeshua story. He's at a wedding party. Now, if you understand and index this, back in those days, the host would serve his best wine in the beginning of the wedding party, when everybody is sober, when everybody is ready, when everybody's taste buds are lit. And they would serve the good wine. That would show that you are a good host, that you are a person of means, that you understand good quality. They would serve the good wine. But then as people become more inebriated, they would then serve the lesser quality wine. So you buy the good wine for the beginning, and then you serve the lesser quality wine when the taste buds are dull and the people are a little bit inebriated, and the party goes on, but they walk away saying, man, they had some good wine, because they only are focused on the first wine. But in this story, Yeshua turns the water into wine, and the wine that he turns it into is better than the first wine. And then they remark to the guests, hey, you know what? Usually the best wine is served first and the worst wine served last. And that's how people know the system is. Rock people, slightly water. But you have served a better wine, a greater wine. And see, that became through the alchemy of transmuting that into wine. Man, the sun is starting to come out right on time. So you transmuted it into a better wine. Now, here's the thing. In the Gospel of Thomas, it talks about how those who you have become drunk from the lips, from the wine that you sip from my lips. Meaning from the words, from the teachings, you have become drunk on it. You have lost the refined taste. You have lost the ability to understand it at a higher level. You've become drunk, or you become overwhelmed with the power of it, not realizing, and you're out here manifesting anything, not realizing the damage that you're doing. So wine has a danger, because those who sometimes achieve that wine understanding can then utilize it for negative things. Everything is a power, everything is a tool, can be used for whatever you choose. But those who understand the trueness of wine says that, you know, instead of me being conformed by whatever the industries are, I'm going to manifest the industry. I'm going to manifest the job. I'm going to manifest the money. I'm going to manifest the relationship. I'm not going to sit here and let my relationship... Matter of fact, me and my sweetheart, we had a great conversation last night. You see, we had been vibrating high on the right, and then we noticed that we had a slight dip to the left, and so we quickly had a conversation to vibrate us back to the right. Now, most relationships are like sand or rock, and they will start to vibrate over, and they wait till they get so far over here to the left that it takes too much energy to get back to the right. Or they're like water, and they start vibrating to the left and they get stuck right here, and they conform to, you know what, once you know, that was the honeymoon stage. Now we're in the real relationship, and this is where the real relationship is. No sir, no ma'am. The real relationship, by those who understand the manifestation of water into wine, is right wherever I want to create it to be. No matter how much time goes by, no matter what happens in life, I'm manifesting this relationship to stay over here. And anytime I see that my wine is starting to become water, or not even water, a lesser quality wine, I'm going to shake it up and move it right back over here. I'm going to I'm going to alchemicalize it and move it right back over to where I desire for it to be. And as we grow older and life changes, the environment changes, and we will not be conformed by the environment, but we will conform the environment to us. That's what we talked about last night. And that's what we enacted last night, this morning, and we will continue to. That's how you have to be in your life. That's how you have. I manifested new opportunities for myself. I'll be telling you guys about this over the next couple weeks, but I'm manifesting new opportunities for myself. The portals have been open. You see, even though in the Moses story, when he struck the rock and the water spewed out, it didn't spew out continuously. In a while, it stopped. Your water flow can stop. Turn it into wine, so that you are moving and manifesting your universe as you choose to manifest it. Continue to do it. This is not Horus, Heru, converted water into wine. Dionysus, the god of wine. I think he's the god of wine. That's one of his things. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Manifested, changed water into wine. The Greeks understood it. The Egyptians understood it. The Sumerians understood it. It's been understood throughout all of these civilizations. The Asian Chinese understood it. The Aboriginals understood it. Manifesting water into wine. The alchemy of changing from one substance to another substance. Very well known throughout time and history, throughout multiple cultures that weren't even in contact with each other, which lets you know it's universal knowledge. It's universal knowledge that has been hidden from you, but now I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know. So how do you do this? How do you do these things? You got to have an open mind. You have to open that third eye. You got to get past all the blocks of your chakras so that you can open that third eye. You cannot allow yourself to live in fear. You cannot allow yourself to live in guilt nor shame. You cannot allow yourself to not be loved and nor give or prevent. You can't allow yourself to not give love. You can't allow yourself to listen to the lies that you tell yourself in order to make you feel good about what you've been taught and what you've been doing your whole life. You got to recognize that all things and all people are created and connected. All of us are connected. And then that will finally open your crown chakra, where all the trappings of man, all the stories of man, all the traditions of man, all these things fall off you, and you can then live free in your divinity. And that's the goal, for you to live free in your divinity. You can decide what levels of life determines your happiness, because now you are the manifester of it, because you're doing alchemy. You're converting the environment and manifesting it into how you desire it. For some people, it's a large amount of money. For other people, it's a smaller amount. For some people, it's a tremendous love affair. For other people, it's a comfortable love affair. Whatever the life is, whatever it is for you, and that's the only thing that matters, is what it is for you. So I don't know what stage you're in right now, and most people are in multiple stages depending upon what life they're living, what aspect of life we're talking about. Your love life could be sand, but your finances could be rock, or your finances could be water. Many people who are having a sand love life or a rock love life are over here having wine as far as their finances, because there's so much hurt, pain, and discontent over here that they have so much focus over there. But as I've said it, we have to find balance. Capacity plus a balanced business and life, balanced business life and a balanced private life equals infinite growth. I just messed up my whole formula right now. But C plus B squared equals infinite growth. That's the formula that'll bring you continuous happiness. So y'all have a great day. Remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. And keep shopping with Uncle Ren's Popcorn.